My name is Emily, and today I will talk about the discrepancy between people thoughts process and reality. Firstly, it nowadays it has become a major problem for majority of the people that miscommunication could lead to conflicts and misunderstandings. And one of the factors is that being scared of what others will say and the way they will judge you. And sometimes even saying the truth and thinking that won't change anything. And building a relationship not only with your partner, but also family members, strangers, and friends, it is really important to know the basics of communication and the way of how to use it. And why it is important? It is not important to only to know how to communicate, but it is also a way of how we define ourselves. What also leads to my research question: why do any reasons at all lead to miscommunication? And in order to be able to create this research, it was necessary to use these research methods. And there is no doubt that every single of us as a human beings experience variations of emotions in our daily life, and that it has affected us. But it is a fact that being emotional is a part of being a human, but sometimes emotions can overpower our actions, our thinking way, the way we do things, and it is really powerful. And also, what is connected the psychological aspect that sometimes it is really impossible to predict, as our religion mentioned, what you will think, but also in a way what others will think. But thinking has no boundaries and really no limits, and it is important to acknowledge that you cannot rely on only assumptions alone, that it is necessary to uh, acknowledge how mimics, gestures, specific feelings that you are feeling maybe in the moment, or intonations, how people speak. And most of the time, it is really hard to make objective decision because there isn't really situation where it is enough information and mutual exchange. It is not only about talking, but it is a way of how you understand the person, of how well you can listen to them and understand. Because in order to answer something and a way of how you show that you understand. Overthinking. Um, it has increasingly have become more frequently observed in humans that one situation could possibly think of how variations of possibilities could happen one action and what will happen after that and what will happen after the first action. And it is really unstoppable process, but the factors that could affect of the way you the specific people think, it is really individual for every, so it is necessary to acknowledge the way as you have for yourself what could change. And as a fact, 90% of assumptions or thoughts uh, won't be even possible and won't come true in reality. And it is also important to be able to acknowledge that there is no really limits on consequences too, because it could affect some kind of stress, even depression, and also further in life major health problems. And talking about survey, there were 247 respondents, and from the beginning, there one of the first questions was how do you understand emotions, and there were options already from the start that it could be feelings, it could be reactions, and that is the a new way, a new language. And in reality, all options are acceptable and are the truth, but the way we see and accept things is a different aspect. And there is no doubt that not only you can affect as yourself, but other people said things and actions can affect you as a personality and as a person. And it is only one factor that how far you can allow yourself to be able to allow how other people's control you. And also summarizing and analyzing the survey, mostly as a fact, I can say that people now think that we are selfish and egoistic and that we think only about ourselves. But the survey shows that we think more about our actions, how could it affect others, and in reality, we are more similar than we have imagined. And conclusion. There are many possible ways what could happen, what others can change, how can they affect you, but the final decision is always yours. The truth always revealed. In reality, many people are scared of what will happen. Many people have thought that even revealing the anger and emotions could affect others, that it is better for that it stays in the same way, but in reality, always the truth will be revealed. And to have a stable relationship, it requires communication with each other. It is always been and will always and forever stays as a fact that it is in that way. And it is really important to acknowledge that there is more than one way of how to communicate. Communication works for those who work at it. Thank you for your attention.